Hi,
Hello.
can you
Adding,
hear me
yeah.
now?
Okay, okay. Yeah, it's better now.
Okay.
Okay, so how are you?
I'm fine. And you? A little bit
Okay.
tired.
Yeah, like you just got home from work. It's
Yeah.
like I came home like 30 minutes ago as well, and I had to eat something because I haven't had lunch.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I was so busy at work this today because it's a
I can't stay with no lunch. I do everything to have my lunch because I need it. It's the meat that I need to have. And
yeah.
here, our lunch is different from yours. Like we eat rice, bean.
No, yeah, the same for
Yeah,
Filipinos like us. Our lunch is heavy. Yeah,
yeah.
we eat rice, and even actually for dinner, we also eat
Sometimes
rice
I don't like, but many people do this in dinner to dinner, but I don't
for
like too
for
much
dinner.
for dinner.
Yeah.
I don't like too much, but I prefer to eat. I don't know what
Well,
it's not every day that I have my dinner, but my lunch I need to eat my very big plate.
okay, so this is something, yeah, I've heard, many Brazilians saying that, okay, you're usually, especially now, people in this generation, usually your breakfast is similar to North American or European, like milk or coffee and then toast or sandwich, cereal, right? This is your common.
Yeah.
Okay. No, but for lunch, it's kind of
Here,
heavy.
here in the morning, it's common to eat bread,
Yeah, so sandwich or
bread and
toast.
cheese. Yeah.
Okay. Even old people, same bread.
No, old people, sometimes bread and some fruits.
Now, what about rice in the
Yeah.
morning?
No, in the morning, no. We don't
Never?
eat rice. No.
Oh, okay. So it's different from us Asian people because every almost every meal we have rice, especially those from older generation.
Oh,
But
yeah.
this young generation now, it's similar to American or European kind of breakfast,
We
like
don't eat
cereal,
rice.
bread. Okay, so it's still very common, even sometimes young people, because it's something typical, to eat, to have rice in the morning for breakfast, and then of definitely lunch. It's kind of like heavy, of course, rice and side dishes, and for dinner it's the same thing. But I think for many Brazilian people, dinner is very light.
Yeah, yeah.
So
It's common to be
in your
very light.
family, what do you usually have for dinner?
Depends. Like my mom likes to eat sometimes a soup or a fruit,
Soup, you say soup.
soup,
Mm-hmm.
soup, or just a fruit. And my daddy preferred to have dinner. But my daddy loves to eat. So he it depends where they are. But if they are at home, they eat like they know. He eats like the lunch. But my mom no. My mom have just something very light.
Okay, what about like pizza for dinner or pasta for dinner? Same? No, you don't like.
My parents and my family no, but just in weekends, like in Sundays to
So
dinner.
on weekends for dinner, you also
But
have heavy meal.
yeah,
Yeah, okay, okay.
we have
Yeah.
many options like hamburger, but it's not in our routine, you know.
So rice is only for lunch.
Depends. Like my dad likes to have the dinner
Mm,
as the lunch. So
yeah,
he eats
but
a chicken with rice,
yeah,
a
but this
pig
is
with
something
rice.
very common among Brazilian people, whether younger or older, that usually have something light for dinner, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay.
I prefer sometimes I like today I ate in my
At work.
at work. I drank a kind of it's a kind of milk with protein, and it's very. I stay good with it. I'm not hungry when I drink this kind of milk, and I'm okay. So I think that when we finish, I will not eat anymore. But sometimes I'm hungry. If I didn't take this, I let many of these in the freezer there
In the
in
fridge, not the freezer. Fridge.
the fridge,
Yeah.
and I try to don't stay hungry because
Okay,
when
I
we are
try
hungry,
not to. I
I try not
try not
to
to.
stay.
No, do. Okay, I try not to. Yeah.
I try not to stay hungry because when we are hungry, we can eat everything: pizza, hamburger, rice.
Exactly,
Yeah,
exactly. Okay. So this is kind of like kind of something unusual for us not to have rice for dinner, or yeah, something heavy for dinner. I know it's not very healthy to do that because you go to bed, right, in the evening or at
yeah.
night.
But
And
sometimes when we go out, like to a restaurant, it's common to eat rice or
for
to eat
dinner.
for dinner. Yeah.
Ah, oh,
When we go to a restaurant or something like that.
yeah,
But in the week, in the whole week, I don't go. But in the on the weekends,
yeah,
it's common to change our foods.
yeah, because like well, mostly Asian people, of course, rice in the morning, rice for lunch, lunch for dinner.
No,
Yeah.
no, I don't like too much rice.
Oh, I don't really like
I don't
rice a
really like
lot.
rice. I don't really like rice a lot. I
Yeah.
eat it. It's not something that oh I don't. It's not good. No, but I don't care. You know.
Yeah, but it's very high in like sugar or carbohydrates. So, yeah.
But it's about the flavor. I think that there is no flavor,
Oh, yeah. Okay.
so
Okay.
it's not worth
Yeah.
it.
So, anyway, Mariana, I don't know what is really going on with your Duolingo because you got 95 in your conversation. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah. So, comprehension, I think, is good. Let me check again.
I will check the whole grades because there was one that was really bad. I think that was let me because I uh, sent to you just a part of the results. There are another line.
Oh, there's another line.
Yeah,
Oh,
let
not
me
here. It's on WhatsApp. Okay, this one. Okay. Okay. So there's another line. You mean so?
yeah
Literacy,
production.
you got
I
a
got
100, 110 comprehension, meaning you really have this good understanding of things. Conversation is 95, and what's the other line?
the other line is the ability of to talk and write. It's production.
Yeah, production. So how many did you get?
75. It was the worst.
How 85?
No, 75.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. Was it similar to those previous ones that you took already?
Yeah,
Similar?
yeah,
Okay, so meaning you have to focus, so your skill on conversation, which is like using English more naturally, and then like, speaking and writing. So I think there's something that you need to work on your writing as well. And then giving responses. For example, if you are asked to um, speak about a particular topic or probably description of pictures, I think those are some of the things that you need to work on, you know? Yeah.
yeah,
So you also need some practice. So anyway, for now, because your test is on Saturday, like your
yeah,
IELTS test, you focus on this for now, and then probably next month, because I think you will not be allowed to take the Duolingo
No,
again. So you have to
no,
wait for next month, right?
yeah.
Uh, you will really have to practice, like with a Duolingo. Like, uh, what about the vocabulary? Do you have some difficulties with this? Like if
No, in this text, it was okay, the vocabulary.
okay,
But like I said before, remember that I told you that sometimes I'm doing some kind of question,
mm,
and they can't show a question that they say a sentence. They are spelling the whole sentence,
mm.
and we need to write. And sometimes it is very
Aha,
big sentence.
dictation.
Dictation, yeah.
Yeah,
And
okay.
I think that it's hard to understand everything
Mm.
and to write in the same time,
Okay, at the same time.
at the same time.
Oh
But
yeah.
sometimes it's very easy. The sentences are
Very
short.
basic, simple and basic. Okay.
It's not about base, but the size,
Sentences are the length. You say the length.
the length, yes,
Are
the length.
you are sometimes short.
Yeah, when it's short, okay, but when it's very big, it's hard to write and hear at the same time in another
Yeah.
language.
You mean long, not big, long.
Long.
Yeah.
Okay, long.
Yeah, I know. Okay. So that should be one thing that you need to practice. Anyway, you know what? There are a lot of practice tests. Have you taken those practice?
No, for Duolingo,
Y-
no.
Oh, you should take those practice. It's only usually 15 minutes.
Oh, yes, I did, but not in this time. I was practicing, I remember now. I was practicing, but I didn't this because I was just the time that I have the free time that I have,
Mm.
I was practicing our exercises.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
So, yeah, because the practices, they can be very helpful for you to be more
yeah.
familiar with, the
I
components
was
of the
not
test.
focused on Duolingo.
Pardon me?
I was not focused on Duolingo. My
Okay,
focus
I was
was
not focused on.
focus on.
Yeah. Okay, so anyway, I sent you, if you were not able to do it, it's okay. I sent you a complete set of
But
tests.
I didn't see. Sorry.
Oh, you didn't see. But anyway,
No.
yeah, I sent it to you
I
after
found
our.
at the IELTS website they have many tests to practice.
Yeah, 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 yeah. But this one is complete set. It has listening, reading, and writing and speaking.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So you can download this and yeah. Okay. So anyway, well, you can take the Duolingo again next month, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So did you have a chance to like check those that I already marked for you, like the writing? Did you go over the corrections? Although I actually
Yeah.
uh
Every time that I'm writing a new
mark,
sample,
yeah.
I try to read the sample before
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
because sometimes I can use the expression that you teach me to start the sentence. Sometimes the order of the paragraphs, but I never read the whole at the same time.
Oh yeah, okay, okay,
But
yeah.
sometimes when like if I will write a writing now, if I will do a
If
writing
I'll
now,
do the writing now, if I'll
I'll do
do.
if I do the writing now, I prefer to read the writing before to check some tips.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. Okay, so anyway, probably we can do some practice in speaking, and I hope that you can, like this can be helpful. Let me probably choose. Okay, I want you to try this one. Anyway, this is still speaking. It's actually a picture from my Duolingo material, and I just want to see how you describe a picture. Okay.
Okay.
Mm,
I'm not seeing your screen, okay?
yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. It's still loading. Uh, okay, there you go. Wait 1 second. Okay, start screen. Okay, this one. Can you see it now?
Yeah.
Okay, although it says here, describe what you see in this picture in 50 words, for example, or probably in 3 to 5 minutes. Okay, so how would you describe what you see in this picture?
I can see a party, and I think there is a private party with close friends. There are just some couples, and they are drinking something. They are in the sunset, and there is a pool, but there is nobody in the pool. And I think that they are friends from the university
Mm-hmm.
because they are not so younger.
They're not
They,
so young. They're not so young.
they are not so young to study in schools anymore. And I think that is a kind of meetings that we have now because we are meeting with uh, fewer people
Mm-hmm.
than before. Before it was very common in my country, especially to have many big parties with friends. And now I think that people are choosing just the close friends.
Mm-hmm. Okay. It's
It is
because,
kind of
the number of people getting together, for example, is still very limited. I don't
yeah,
know
but
if,
here is not.
oh, really?
Here I think that is we can do events with 200 people.
Wow,
Yeah,
really? Oh, no, it's not allowed here yet, you know. Okay, so anyway, yeah. So, you are able to describe, okay? This one, you were able to say that okay, these are probably friends from university and they decided to get together. There are only few people. I can see three women, for example, one, two, three, right? And there are one, two, three, four, five, six men in this party, small party right now. And well, obviously they are away from the city. They are in the countryside because the place is surrounded by mountains and a forest. Yeah, you can see that.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So those are the things. Now you have to describe the things that are more significant, you know? Um, and probably it's during the summertime because the weather is so nice. Although it's in the afternoon now and the sun is like getting ready to set, for example, right? Okay. So anyway, I don't know if when you are taking the test, for example, with this kind of question, like asking you to describe a picture, like are you able to describe the picture within the time limit that is given to you?
yeah.
Yeah.
But they don't say that the time is
Time
um,
is over.
over. Just change the question.
Oh, yeah, okay. So that's one thing that you need to work on because they want you to describe what you see in the picture, for example, within a given time. And I don't know if you are able to describe this picture thoroughly before the time is over. So I think that's one thing. Okay. So there is one more that I want to give. Uh, for example. Yeah, something similar to IELTS as well. Um,
Luisa,
mhm.
excuse me.
Yeah.
About your neighbor. Which neighbor do you live in Vancouver?
Oh, you mean like neighborhood
Neighborhood,
or
yeah.
area?
Actually,
Area. Yeah,
area.
yeah. Which area in Vancouver do you live? Or
You
what's
don't call
neighborhood?
neighborhood.
Pardon me?
You don't call neighborhood.
Yeah, you can also, but
No.
neighborhood is just, like this houses around my house, for example. This is neighborhood, but more on area. Which part or which area of Vancouver do you live? So, uh, my son and I are renting a basement suite, and we are actually near downtown. It's only kind of like 18 to 20 minutes by train. It's so near. It's not so near, but it's near. We are close to the train station, so it's very convenient. It's just 2 blocks away from here. Yeah, so East Vancouver, near downtown area.
No. Okay.
Yeah.
We
Why?
are looking for homes, and I'm
Aha. Okay, so no,
learning about the areas.
yeah, no, you have to consider, like the distance, the place. You have to consider the location of your school. So, which
It's
school
in
are you
downtown.
going?
My school is in downtown.
What's the name?
UCW.
Oh, UCW. Okay. Yeah. So if your school is downtown, you have to look for a place that is at least 20 minutes away, which is my area, for example. It's so convenient. It's so
I know.
when you travel by train, it's so convenient. It's so easy. And if you live downtown, that the downtown center, it's so expensive.
Yeah, I was looking for, and I saw many places that are so far, that are good to live, and there are good schools to my kids and a good neighborhood.
Actually, you
But
know what? This area where I live right now, elementary school, it's just 2 blocks away. It's so near. So this is really a nice area actually because it's near the train station going downtown, going, you know, to a big
I have
mall.
a friend from here, and he has a basement to rent, but he lives in Burnaby.
Oh, Burnaby, it will be 2 zones. 2 zones.
Now, what is it?
Yeah. So meaning, for example, in my case, I live 20 minutes away downtown from downtown area, and it's still Vancouver. So it's one zone.
Oh no.
Okay, so when you live in another city, which is still a part of Greater Vancouver, but it's not Vancouver anymore,
Mm,
then that would be 2 zone, meaning you
oh
pay
no.
more for the train. But then, if you rent a house which is lower than what you can get around this area, then it's okay. Okay, for example, how much is he going to rent you a
It's
basement?
106, no, 1,600.
How many bedrooms?
Two.
1,600. Okay, is it a new house? Did you see the picture?
Yeah, it is. It's not a very beautiful place. The basement, the house is it's good, and there is a garden, a space in the back of the house. I don't know how you call. We
Yeah,
call
a
here
backyard.
backyard.
Yeah.
There's a backyard.
Okay, so it's a 2 bedroom. And how far is this from the? You always have to consider bus stop.
Yeah, it's very far. Wait, no, bus stop. I don't know. My husband checked, but I didn't. And I know that for my university is 45
Oh,
minutes.
no, 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 no. You are
Very
coming
far.
from North Burnaby. No, it's not worth it. No.
No.
Yeah, 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 yeah. So, well, you can actually. There will be. When you come. When are you planning to come? Is it before the end of this year? There will be, some places around here with the same rental fee, like 1.6 for 2 bedroom. My son and I, although this is small, but anyway, my room is a little bit big, and it's near the train station. 2 bedrooms. We rent 1,200, including everything.
I know.
Yeah, yeah. So if you want, you let me know when you are coming, or probably a month before, 2 months before, so that I can also help you. Like there
We
are,
are planning, if my visa is okay, we
yeah.
are planning to
If my
go
visa
to,
will be okay.
if my visa will be okay, we
Mm-hmm.
are planning to arrive in the last days of this year, like to
Okay,
the
before the end
New
of this
Year's,
year. Before
before
the
the end
end.
of this year, like
So
to
last week
20,
of December.
yeah, yeah.
Okay,
We are
yeah.
looking for tickets, flights to 27 or 28 December.
Yeah, okay, okay. Yeah, so there will be, some places here. Like probably for the same price, or probably a little bit over, but it's very convenient because it's so near downtown area, and very near schools, and
Now, well,
some
if you see
groceries.
something, can you can send to me?
I don't know if you can access Marketplace Vancouver. There are a lot. Do you know
Okay,
Marketplace?
I don't know, but I'm sure that my husband knows
Okay, so you can say
because he
Marketplace.
spent the whole day looking for the flights and the homes.
Okay, Marketplace Vancouver.
Okay,
On Facebook, I should say.
okay,
If you have Facebook, okay,
yeah, yeah.
yeah, and then try to search for Marketplace Vancouver. But okay, I just want to give you some heads up. Okay, there are a lot of people who are also scammers, so don't believe. Okay, everything when they
Oh,
ask you, to pay while still in Brazil, no, don't do that. So if, for example, you've seen something, and then you let me know, Luisa, we've seen this, and the person said that it's 1,600, it's located, so I can check it for you.
okay.
I'll go and check it for you to make sure that it exists. Because you know what? I think that was almost 2 weeks ago. Okay, and I was getting ready for getting ready to bed. It was already past 9 o'clock, and I had to wake up early because you know I needed to go to work early. And the somebody was knocking on my door, and I thought it was my son, and I thought my son forgot his keys. Okay, and so I opened, and there were two young men, and they asked me, "Do you speak English?" And I said, "Yes." Do you know anybody with this name or by this name, Christy Lee? And I said, "Well, I'm not really sure. There's one lady upstairs, but I don't know her name." And I said, "Why?" They're from Ukraine. Two young men, international students. Okay. So they arrived 2 weeks ago. Before that incident, they arrived from Ukraine 2 weeks ago. They stayed in a homestay, but they decided to move and rent an apartment, like, by themselves with 2 bedrooms and everything. And they met this lady on Craigslist. I mean, there was an advertisement, and the lady was telling them that, "Oh, I have a 2 bedroom apartment and I'm renting it for 1,400."
And it was fake.
It was a scam.
Oh,
They paid already 1,000, only 1,000. Yeah. And I said, "No." She gave this address, and I said, "No, this is not an apartment. Obviously, it's a house, and we live in the basement." And the landlord, and the family, and some, renting 1 bedroom, for example. And then I phoned the son of my landlord, because he speaks English, because they are Chinese, and said, "No,
oh,
we don't have any Christy Lee here." So it was a scam. So be careful.
oh.
So before you
Yeah.
pay something,
Thank
make
you
sure that
for advising because we can't imagine that there is that in Brazil it's very common. My husband sells cars, and many times uh, appears somebody wanting to buy or to rent, and that's not exist. And but I couldn't imagine that there is this kind of fake show in Vancouver. And my husband likes to see. Do you know Google Street View?
yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah, yeah,
like
yeah.
walk. It's like walking on the street.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And every time that we are traveling to a place, he wants to. She likes to watch this before to go.
Okay, before going.
It's good before going. It's good to check.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
thank you.
yeah.
I will let you know the place
Ye-
that we are looking.
yes, let me know so I can check it for you. I can go
We were
there.
thinking about this basement too with my friend because it's a kind of friend and they are from here. We met them many years ago.
Yeah,
But we have another couple of friends that lives in New Westminster
yeah, 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 yeah. So
and they
it's closer, probably from New Westminster, like from that station down to downtown. That would be around 35 to 40 minutes by train. Usually 35. Yeah.
so it's a little bit closer, but it's still far. Yeah,
It's still far because you travel by train, you know?
I
Yeah.
know.
And the train is really fast, but 35 minutes. So this area is really an ideal place, to rent if you study downtown and there's a school which is, very near. It's very safe, nice environment. But of course, you.
We were looking to this basement while we can rent something. Uh, I don't know how to explain, but we want to rent this kind of cheaper apartment or cheaper home, but we want to move when we start working
Yeah.
there. But we want to choose a good region to stay and just to move the home and don't need to move the kids from the school.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
we need to choose the area before
Yeah,
before
yeah,
going.
yeah. That's right. That's right. Yeah. Yeah. So you check Marketplace Vancouver, and I will also
Okay.
see. And then when somebody asks you, okay, now of course you have to make a reservation, so you have to pay a certain amount. Don't you let me
But how
know?
can I reserve or book a home with no payments? They do this? I pay just when I arrive?
Yeah. Okay. Now, for example, if it's legitimate, if it's legal, you can just say, well, we are arriving 2 days from now, and like we're looking for a place. It's something furnished, and is it okay if we move to your place, like we go to your place straight, and then we pay when we get there? If they say
Oh,
okay, yes, then there's no problem, right?
okay.
But then if that person, for example, says, oh, you have to pay first before you move to my house, and no, don't do that.
When I lived in Denver, we need to pay. We need to pay it 3 months in just one time, and I'm not sure, but I think that we need to pay it before, like 15 days before we arrive. But was everything okay? Was the apartment was exactly how we rented?
Yeah, was it Airbnb? Because you have protection if it's Airbnb.
No, it was not Airbnb. I think that didn't exist at this time,
Oh yeah,
Airbnb.
okay.
It was
Okay.
2014 when we lived there. I think that it was Trulia. It was a website from United States that they use very much to rent apartments. It was we didn't use this year. We found this website on the internet.
Yeah, of course there are still, mostly are still legitimate. But the thing is, sometimes it's you don't know which one to trust, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and for us it's very, very expensive, especially
Yeah, yeah,
now
yeah.
because we are working in reais. It's our coin.
Yeah, and the exchange or the conversion rate
Yeah, I
is
saw today. Did you see your PayPal
no, I
yesterday?
haven't checked. I haven't
No?
checked. No.
Please check and let me know if it's okay.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
I
yeah.
did just today at afternoon, and
In the
when I did it
afternoon, in the
in the afternoon, and when I did, I saw that one real it's zero, it's 22 cents of your dollar.
Canadian or US?
Yeah, Canadian. US it's
Wow.
lower.
Wow, it's so
Yeah,
expensive, right?
yeah, yeah.
Like,
I was
yeah,
planning to continue our class because it's very important to practice my English, even if I get my 6.5. But it's very, very expensive for me because I'm paying in reais, you know.
exactly. Now, you can do that. You can continue if you want to continue with me when you arrive here and then you start getting, like when you start working, for example,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
yeah, it will be okay
yeah. When
because
I will do my general IELTS, I can go back to our classes, and I think I will be working in dollars.
yeah, 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 of course. Yeah, no problem. And of course with that, I will give you a discount, of course. Yeah.
Yeah,
Lower,
good.
yeah. Okay. So anyway, yeah, if you still have time to do the practice test that I gave you, then you can do it and send it to me even after today so that I can mark it and send it back to you. Okay. So, okay, let's go back to IELTS speaking because I want you to practice speaking for, and then I will have to time you now. Okay.
Okay.
Because in your actual exam, you will be timed.
Yeah.
Okay, speaking. Okay. What about this one? Have you answered this question? Because this one is part one of the speaking.
No.
Okay. So, probably one of the questions that will be asked in the first part of the speaking is either describe your city or describe the house where you live in right now. Okay. So, for example, of course, they will ask you to introduce yourself, and then afterwards, they will ask you random questions, but still personal info. Okay. By the way, Mariana, this not I will not time you yet. Okay. Can you please describe the house where you live in right now?
Yeah, I live in apartment. It's
In an
three from
apartment.
in
In an apartment.
an apartment, and it is in the sixth floor in
It's
a
on the sixth floor. On.
on the
Yeah.
sixth floor.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very old building.
Yeah.
It's I think that this building has 30 years, and
Okay, I think this building is already 30 years old. Is,
yes,
not has.
yeah, yeah. I think that this building is already 30 years old, and my apartments are very big because the old constructions were making big homes, big bedrooms,
Okay. So
and
the spaces before were bigger.
this space
The spaces, yeah, the spaces, yeah, like
before,
bedrooms, living
yeah,
room.
the spaces before were bigger. So I live in a very big space with four bedrooms
Wow.
and one, two, three, and four restaurants too, with a big room. I have like two rooms in a L for maid and a good kitchen.
Oh, so when did you buy this one? When did you buy your apartment?
When
Yeah.
when
How long
I bought
ago?
this apartment 9 years ago.
Oh, 9 years ago. So the price was a little bit lower compared to new apartments.
Yeah.
Yeah. But do you
If I
have
were to
this?
buy a new apartment, I will buy smallest one.
Yeah, but do you have like because I've seen some pictures of new apartments in Brazil, and they have this area like barbecue area.
Yeah, my apartment is old,
So you don't
older,
have
so
this.
we don't have any space
Have barbecue.
to have barbecue and no pools in the
Oh, so you don't have amenities like swimming pool,
amenities. Yeah, we don't have
gym,
amenities. No, we
no
don't have.
gym. Ah, okay. So you don't have this like amenities
No.
like those new apartments,
Yeah.
now have. Oh, okay. Yeah. But is it a safe area?
I live in Brazil, so we can say that it's safe. But in comparing with other neighborhoods,
Mm-hmm.
I can say that it is, but it's not
It's
different
not all the
from,
time. Yeah. It's
yeah,
still okay. Yeah. Okay, so that's how you describe it. Like, I live in a house, in an apartment building, I should say, and I think it's already 30 years old. And then, yeah, of course, you said there were like 4 bedrooms and living room, something like that. And it's big compared to the new apartment buildings nowadays. Okay, you might be asked this question, which is the second part of the speaking. Okay, and this one you will be given 1 minute to prepare and 1 to 2 minutes to deliver. So, probably, do you still watch television?
mm, almost zero time to watch
No
television.
time to watch, but
No time.
yeah,
And I don't like too much.
yeah, just like me, I don't watch TV anymore. We have a TV set, but we don't have a cable, so I don't watch TV. But anyway, you might be still, ask this question. So tell something about a television or movie icon you idolize or admire most. So you must say why you chose him or her and what are his or her qualities. So maybe now you can talk about somebody in the past. Okay, so I'm giving you 1 minute to prepare. Okay, so let me see. I'll just put the timer here. Okay, so your time starts now. Okay, time is up. So
Okay.
2 minutes to deliver. Okay.
It's a hard question to answer because I don't watch too much TV. I don't remember the time that I used it to watch TV in my routine, but I can talk about old actress that is Julia Roberts. Julia Roberts, it's a very symbol, I think so, to her generation, and I think that she's also beautiful, intelligent, and she can make the papers and she can act like the move that she's interpreting. And sometimes we think that we not think we are sure that she is the woman that she is doing in the paper. So think that is a very big quality for an actress or somebody to the TV because we are like in another world when we are watching, and the actors and actresses that needs to do this paper, and I admire
You mean
to
roll, not paper. Roll, roll. R.
role
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
role,
Mm-hmm.
and I admire her about her intelligence and her
And
beauty,
her beauty.
her beauty.
Okay, okay. Time is up now. So anyway, there are some expressions like I was like, what does she mean with paper? You mean roll, her roll.
Role.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. I like her too, actually. Yeah, so she is a good choice. For example, well, you can say, well, nowadays I don't really watch TV. I cannot even remember the last time
Yeah, I don't know.
yeah, I cannot even remember the last time I watched TV because I don't have time. I'm always busy. I work full time. I am a mother. I'm a wife, so I don't have time to do this. But if I need to talk about somebody in the past, for example, I like this actress, American actress Julia Roberts. You know, she's beautiful. She's smart. Okay, very good. That's how you do it in the speaking, for example. Okay. But just be careful with, prepositions and sometimes the vocabulary. I think you're trying to translate everything from Portuguese to English. So this is one thing that you have to avoid or you need to work on, Mariana. Try to think in English.
Okay.
Okay? So do not translate everything. It's because it might not give the correct translation. Okay, so let's continue.
Remember that I asked you about
I asked you, yeah.
I asked you about podcast to hear
Mm-hmm.
about IELTS. I found one. I don't know if I told you,
No.
but the name is IELTS.com.
Oh, yeah, I know this website. Okay, yeah.
I use they are on Spotify, and there are many conversations about IELTS and tips. It's very good.
Mm-hmm.
I'm here while I'm running on Tuesday and Thursday. I run at morning, so I'm here.
I ran in the morning.
I ran
In the
in the morning,
morning, and while running, I was listening.
and while running, I was
Was
listening
listening to a podcast.
podcast, and it's good because when I finish, it's kind. My mind is in English.
That's good. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the way to do it. Like especially now that you are preparing for either Duolingo or IELTS, try to listen to English, audio more, like or videos, for example. So you really have so that it will help you to think in English more. Yeah. Okay. Let me see. Okay, now what about this one? First part of the speaking, it will ask you to talk about your favorite sports or games when you were a child. Who did you usually play with?
Can I start?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. No, this is not time. This is not the second part. This is first part.
Okay. When I was child, I tried many sports, and I was not good in none.
Okay, I
And
was not good at anything.
I was not good in
At
anything. I tried volleyball. I tried swimming. I tried dance because jazz,
dancing.
dancing because jazz. I was trying. I tried
Ballet.
ballet, and I was not good with these sports. And I went to just gym, and I remember that I used to practice this with my best friend at the time, and we were all the classes left.
Ah, okay.
But now I have a favorite sport that is
Running.
running
So how often do you run in a week?
3 times a week.
Wow. And when do you usually do this? During the day or in the evening?
No, it's very, very early. I do this at 5:30 a.m.
So you mean 5:30 a.m.?
Yeah, I start my running and it ends, it's about an hour, and one
And so
hour.
it's about an hour.
Yeah,
Around your area or you go somewhere?
I go to uh, it's near to the sea.
Ah, okay.
We call Beira Mar. It's
Hmm.
kind in the limits of the sea. It's very beautiful.
Oh,
It's
you mean
very,
like
very
along the seawall?
along the seawall. Yeah,
Oh,
it's on the
wow.
seawall. And I do this on Tuesday and Thursday. On Saturdays they change the place sometimes
Oh,
because it's longer on Saturday, and
mm.
we run with many other groups.
Uh-huh. So it's
It's
not
not
very
alone.
scary, you know?
What?
It's not very scary. You feel safe because you run
Yeah,
with many
but
people.
it's not very common to be robber running.
Mm.
We
Okay.
know the place that we can do it. I'm practicing this after I got COVID, and I was very, and I tried to start this sport to improve my breath,
To make my lungs stronger.
to make my what?
Lungs.
Lungs? What is lungs?
Yeah, here. The lungs.
Oh,
Like, the lungs. Lungs. Here. This is the spelling.
okay, lungs. To
Mm.
make my lungs strong. And
Stronger.
I started it at February, and I'm loving it.
In February.
In February.
Yeah. Okay. So Mariana, I think this is another problem. Okay. Like prepositions on, in, and at, like using them like in the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening, at night. Okay,
At
at
night.
night, on weekdays, on
On
weekends, or at weekends. So with weekend, we can either use on or at. But weekdays, we only use on. And then on before days, on Monday, on
on
Tuesday.
Tuesday, on Monday,
Yeah. And then at before a time. For example, I go running.
on Saturday.
Yes, on before days. On before days. And then at
At
5:30
what?
a.m. At 5:30 a.m. I go running.
At 5:30 a.m.
I
I
go
go
running,
running
or I go running in the morning
in the morning or at night. Yeah,
or at night. In the
in the
evening or
morning,
at
in
night.
the
At
okay,
noon, like 12 afternoon. 12 in the afternoon is at noon.
at noon.
And then 12 a.m. is at midnight. So at noon, at midnight, at night, but in the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening. Yeah. So be careful with this. Or like places like cities, countries, towns, we use in. For example, I live in Sao Paulo. I live in Vancouver. I live in Canada.
In
Yeah. Okay, so be careful with this because these are considered basic prepositions that we use with, with certain expressions or phrases. So be careful because if the rater again is very strict with this, like sometimes they say, okay, she has to work on her preposition, something like that. Okay, so let's continue. I don't know if I already asked you this question. Did I already ask you who is the most influential person in your life now?
I'm not sure. I answered this in my test. I remember.
Oh, really? In your
Yeah.
actual test?
No, in my IELTS.
Yeah, in the actual IELTS
In
test?
December,
Oh,
I
yeah.
did one, and I remember that they asked me about the the most important person
Yeah.
or influence person in my life.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, I just like I've told you, probably almost all, if not all, these questions were already asked in the IELTS exam, whether it's a speaking or writing. Okay. Um, what about this one? Do you prefer to live in a traditional house or in a modern apartment building, and why?
I prefer to live in an apartment, but I'm not sure if I like the kind of modern apartment because I want to mix these both options. I want to live in a traditional apartment, like I live, because when I talk about house, I'm talking about in my country. I'm
Mm-hmm.
not safe to live in a house. I,
Uh-huh.
but it's my opinion. I don't like to live. Many people live in house, and there is very common to exist house in condominiums. But there are uh, many houses in the streets, of course. But I don't feel safe to go to work and let my kids alone in a house.
Yeah, but
I
what about
prefer.
when you were growing up? Where did you live? In an apartment
I,
building?
I I've always lived in apartment.
I always
I
live
always live
in
in
an
apartment,
apartment. Yeah.
but I prefer the traditional because you can see my apartment, but my style is very traditional. My my furniture, furniture,
Furniture.
furniture are made by wood
Oh, wait,
and
it's made of wood. Made of.
made of wood. They are very traditional. I bought many furniture in do you know antiquarium?
No.
No, the places that sells furniture from the past, the older, no,
Mm-hmm. Like you mean like an antique house, antique shop, antique?
antique, yeah.
Aha. Okay. So you have
So the
antique furniture?
yeah,
Mm.
antique, yeah,
Yeah,
antique,
antique. Yeah, antique. Yeah.
yeah. So I don't like to use this expression modern for the apartment because I like the traditional.
Uh-huh. Okay. So I prefer to live in not really a mod. I prefer to live in an apartment building, but it's something traditional,
Okay.
right? Because I don't want to live in a traditional house because it's not very safe here in my in Brazil, for example. Yeah. Okay. It's kind of sad, like Brazil is a
Yeah,
beautiful country with beautiful people, but
yeah. But like my father-in-law, he lives in a house. It's a very lonely house, and he never had anything bad.
is
But
it in the city or in the
yeah,
countryside?
the city.
Oh, okay, that's good.
Not everybody will be robbed, but sometimes we are
Not everybody
afraid.
will get robbed.
Not everybody will get robbed, but I don't know if I'm mother and mothers are more scared
Yeah, more
or
anxious
they
about things that are going on. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, okay, of course. You always have to think about the welfare of your kids.
yeah.
Okay.
When
Mm,
we went to Denver, my dream was to rent a house, but I was thinking that we don't know the neighborhood.
yeah.
It's better to rent an apartment because it's like you said you were almost going to bed and somebody, hey, and you don't know who is this guy.
Yeah.
And I was in another country, we prefer to stay in an apartment.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, this one. It's a controversial question, but might be asked. Do you think that men and women are equal in your society?
No,
Why?
The word equal is very controversial or
Mm-hmm.
very ambiguous
Mm-hmm.
because I will say my opinion, okay? And
In
I
my
know,
opinion.
in my opinion, I think that women are like exaggerating the questions because, like in my society, we have many advantages. I know I can do everything that I want. I can go to school. I can study and go wherever I want. I can also live alone and do everything that I
Mm-hmm.
really want. But and I know that exists that there are many other kinds of cultures that women are not able to do many things like study. But in my society, I don't want to be like men. And I think that women sometimes they are trying to be equal men.
With
And I
men,
don't
equal with.
with equal with
With.
men. And sometimes we need to show our difference.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Many of them are better because women are can do many things at the same time, can manage more faster. I think so, but we need to be different because we are not men.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know
yeah.
what I'm telling you, and I don't want to be like similar. I want to have my rights. I want to do anything that I want, but I want to be woman. I
Mm-hmm.
don't want to make the men work. Like in here, we use a kind, I don't know how do you drink water. If you can have the water, the common water, I don't know. But here it's very common to buy like a very big,
Water
uh,
container.
yeah, water container. And there is 20 kilograms in
Mm-hmm.
this container. And you need to put in a place that will
The water
uh,
dispenser.
yeah, the water dispenser, and the water will be froze,
Mm-hmm.
you know.
Mm-hmm.
And here it's common to a man do this thing,
Yeah, definitely.
but women want to be equal, so I can do this alone. I don't want to do. I prefer that my husband does, and then when I arrive, the water is okay, you know.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, of course. Well, okay. So of course, men and women will never be equal in some ways because we were created differently, right? That's why we are called women and they're called men, especially when it comes to physical, you know, qualities, for example. Okay, now what about for example, in Brazil, in terms of employment? Do you think men and women are equal in your society? Like, do
I
you?
can talk about my career,
Mm-hmm.
and I am I am in a position of leadership,
Mm-hmm.
and I have never suffered some prejudging because I am woman. No, I can't say this. And I could find my place just studying and doing my best. I cannot say that exists in my life, but I know that there are many positions and many companies that they prefer, like I prefer to put a man because he would be pregnant and would be away for 4 months from our company because here we have a pregnancy license. No, it's a maternity license.
Maternity leave.
Maternity leave,
Yeah, leave.
and we
Here in
stay for
Canada,
a
it's
month.
for a year.
Yeah,
Yeah, and the you know you get paid every month by the government. It's a maternity leave. It's kind of like insurance. So even if you're home taking care of your child for 1 year, you still receive
in the United States is 4 weeks.
1 month.
Yeah, four depends the province, but it's
It
from
depends on
four.
the state.
Depends on the state. It's from 4 until 8 weeks.
Wow,
I
no.
spend my in the United States my maternity leave because my husband was studying, and I used this time. I used this time to go, and they were, oh, are you doing here? Where is your job? And
Yeah.
I was saying, oh, I'm maternity leave. Yes, how long is it? It's very long your time to be here.
Yeah, okay. So that's actually one big difference between the US and Canada, because many people in the world think that Canada and the US are the same.
Yeah,
So see here, mothers who, for example, give birth to a child, they will have to stay home 1 year, and they will receive money from the government. It's like almost the same, like the salary, but of course it's no. I think it's 70%. 70%.
um,
Yeah.
I received the same salary that I was working before.
Yeah, but it's only for how many months? 4 months.
4.
Oh
And
yeah.
I put 1 month in my first daughter. I could use 1 month of vacation that I
Mm.
had.
Mm.
But
Okay.
in my second one, I couldn't do this because the classes will start on the 50th month. So I need to came back.
I need to go back.
I need to go back.
Yeah, okay. So what about this one? Let's say the pandemic is over.
You have the opportunity to visit a foreigner,
A
foreign, foreign.
foreign country.
This
Yeah.
word is very difficult for me.
Uh,
Foreign country for 2 weeks. I'm sure that I would visit Canada because I don't know Canada, and we are planning to move to this country. And if I could, I tried to do this, but I didn't have time and money to do. But my plans, my original plans and perfect plan was to go there before to like to test and to see really the country, the
yeah.
streets, the people,
Mm.
and the place. But we couldn't.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, it would have been nice that you come here first, to check, yeah, to kind of like observe. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay, so anyway, I don't know if you're aware that Vancouver, especially Vancouver, is, of course, it's a beautiful city, but there are some homeless people downtown, and you will see a lot of Asian people. But it's still, a beautiful place to live. Burnaby is a very nice city as well. Nuance, it's the same, So it has a lot of beautiful places, environment and things like that. And of course, benefits, for example. Like in my case, my employment, so from March 2020 until this month, so it's 1.5. Okay, 1.5. Now, since I already got my full-time job, they stopped my employment insurance, but I was getting from the government. I was receiving 70 to 75%, I think. So it really helped a lot. Yeah.
and you were receiving this because the pandemic, or
Yes.
no?
Yes, yes, yes. And because our industry, the ESL, the English language uh, schools, for example, they were actually one of those that were heavily affected by this pandemic.
Mm.
So we're just
But
going
you
back.
now it's a Canadian. Your do you have a peer?
Yeah, I'm
PR?
a PR. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm already
So
a
you have
PR.
this
Yeah.
advantage.
Well, actually, you know what? We've been here for 9 years.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It would have been like, probably 6 years ago that, we applied for citizenship, but we haven't yet. It's for some reasons, we're not kind of like really in a rush to apply for our citizenship here. But we are PR. Like we've been PR here for 9 years, and it's okay. The only difference between a PR and a citizen is that we cannot vote.
Oh yeah, no.
Yeah, and then when you travel in some countries, in most countries in the world, when you are Canadian, you don't need a visa. It's easy for you to travel, you know. Unlike when
Canada.
you are only a PR, you still have to you have to apply for a visa going to this particular country, to this country, but with Canadians, no. Yeah. So when you become, let's say, a Canadian citizen and you want to travel to a particular country that requires a visa, for example, you don't need to because you're Canadian, for example. Okay.
Oh
Yeah. Okay, what about this one? So this one is part two, and I will have to time you. Okay, so describe a transportation problem in your town or your city, and you should say, so there are sub questions: what the problem is, what the causes are, how it affects you, and explain how you think it might be solved. So 1 minute to prepare, 2 minutes to deliver. Okay, so your time is starts now. Okay, time is up.
okay.
2 minutes to deliver.
Okay. In my town, I can list two big problems on transportation. The first one is about the public transportation that doesn't works here, doesn't work here, and we don't have like train. We have just bus. Actually, we have a train that is very short. It's not very long. The places that they attend, and I'm sure that the buses are very crowded, and there are many people. Sometimes they can't sit because there is no space in the buses, so it's very bad, this problem. And the second problem, I can say that is the roads. The roads are not very uh, carried, are not very made. I think that sometimes they change the way of the money to constructions. And if like it's raining very hard, very heavy, in the next week the road will be with many
Holes.
holes. So these both problems can cause similar consequence and can cause many traffics and many difficult to go around. So it's going to be more expensive to go to any place because the car uh, will go in a round road and sometimes will break, nah? Sorry.
We
And
we we break. Which one?
the car can break in the road,
Can break down.
break down, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And the effects that I can list, I can say that it causes too much traffic, and sometimes we need to go to very near places like 30 minutes before to can arrive. and we lose too much time and and too much money because
So too much
our
time is wasted on the road.
too much time is wasted on the road, and we also use too much oil on our cars because we
Yeah.
spend more time waiting, and
Mm-hmm.
also the public transportation that don't working causes the difficult to go cheaper to any places. So we need to have a car.
Okay, so many people drive, right? You
Many
went
people
over 2 minutes actually. Yeah, many people drive in your city. So that actually worsened the traffic problem. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, but I think your government should do something to improve the transportation problem in your city because um it's like a lot of time is wasted, money is wasted, and it makes people a little bit kind of like inefficient or unproductive because of this.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so probably one more. Oh, what about this one? Yeah, this is first part of the speaking. Describe an ideal life for you. How do you think you would attain this?
Oh, yeah, it's harder to answer than to answer about an icon from television.
Okay.
I I think that an ideal life for me it's in a world that I can live with my family. I can see people doing, working, not doing, sorry, working, and don't see people on streets like homeless. And I think that what affects me more it's to see someone with hungry in the streets.
Okay, so
So
what affects me more is seeing somebody hungry
more it's seeing
hun-
somebody hungry,
on the
and
street.
I think that an ideal life it's not very different from what I have now, thinking about me, but
Mm-hmm.
thinking about my
Thinking about
environment,
myself. Thinking, not
thinking
me.
about myself. Yeah, I think that I have an ideal life, but I thinking about my environment, I can
Exactly.
improve many things like
Mm-hmm.
uh, poor people that lives in the streets and like people companies that doesn't work. I work with business and this makes me very stressed sometimes, and I think that the cultural needs to change.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, of course, yes. So, what an ideal life for you is not only having an ideal life for yourself, but ideal life where you see people not suffering, like those people who are hungry, like homeless people or people living on the street in a very, very difficult or miserable condition. So, even, you know what? I have this kind of feeling sometimes that I should be happy because, okay, I have a job. I can eat 3 times a day. I feel comfortable. Well, I have money to pay for my rent and everything like that. But you see also a lot of people suffering. And this also affects you, right? Like, how can you be totally happy if every day of your life you see people on the street hungry or suffering or miserable? It's all because this government is not doing its best to help these people, you know? Yeah, so I totally understand what you mean, what you say. So when you come here in Vancouver, it's the same thing, but it probably a little bit more of wrong choices by these people in their personal lives. It's not because the government did not do its job. The government has been helping these people a lot. They've been spending a lot of money for them, but they're making wrong choices in their life. Yeah, but in Brazil, no. It's like even if they make the right choices, but there are no means to help them to be able to go away from this kind of life. Yeah. Okay,
My
so
daddy works with hungry people. He works in a NGO
mm, mm-hmm,
that helps people that don't have food to eat and
yeah,
don't have assistance.
mm-hmm.
And it's a very beautiful work.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Here in Canada as well, you know, the spirit of volunteerism is very strong.
Yeah, I saw many information in the universities that I was applying for my PhD, and I was very interested by go to anyone, but I need to choose the place that I will live, and I need to study more about this university that I choose now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Actually, yes. That's one good thing. That's one thing that I really love about Canada as well. It's because many people are willing to volunteer to help others. And I hope that in our country, your country, and my home country will have the same kind of value, you know? Yeah. So,
Yeah,
and this is one
but
thing
I
that,
will look for this kind of work when I arrive there.
yeah, 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 yeah. And it's for example, if you're you will be applying for PR, and you will put in your, you know, there's like an application form, right? And I don't know if it's still the same, but there will be some questions like, did you do any volunteer work? Have you ever done any
Oh yeah,
volunteer work? Yes. So it's always better to do some volunteer work, not only because you want to get approved with your application, but you know, it gives you this feeling, you know, good feeling that you are able to help others, you
yeah.
know.
It's
Yeah,
better for us
yeah,
than
yeah,
for the
yeah,
others.
yeah. Okay, so anyway, I wish you good luck. I hope that you will get, you know, like 6.5 or 7 or higher in your IELTS. I know that you can do it. You have the ability. Just try to, you know, focus on the questions, you know, on the given, like this listening, for example. I don't know, what about the last one? What went wrong? Why is it that you only got 26?
I don't know. I think that I was not very concentrated.
Ah, yeah. And be careful also with your spelling. Be careful with the following of direction, because even if your answer is correct, they will mark this wrong if you were not able to follow the direction. And I hope that even if it's wrong spelling, as long as it's, of course, very close to the word, I hope they will consider this, because it's not your native language. You know, your your words, your vocabulary are totally different from English, and I hope they will be more considerate when it comes to spelling.
I hope to.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Because
Lisa, thank you so much. You were very important to my not for just for my scores, but my new language. And I hope I can tell you good news
yes,
soon.
yes, I hope so too. By the way, Mariana, if you need any help with the housing or something else, let me know. Ask me questions, and I hope I can give you, like, don't just trust anyone. I know that most of these things are legitimate or legal, but sometimes, you know, it's so difficult to tell which is, you know, which one is legitimate, which
I
one is
know.
true. So, for example, Louisa, I've seen this place, a house. My husband said that it's blah 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 blah. Would it be possible for you to call this number, check, or can you please visit this place and I will do that for you?
No, thank you
I
so
have
much,
to see
Lisa.
the place before, you know, you probably pay something. If I already checked the place, I visited the place, and I think it's okay, then yeah, you can.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
I'm sure that next week I will tell you good news, and my visa will be okay soon.
Yes, yes, yes. I hope so too, so that you can come here before the end of this year.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So we can meet in
Yeah, of
person.
course, of
Yeah.
course, anytime. You can come and
Okay.
visit our small house, and I can cook some Filipino food for you.
Oh, nice. I want this. I will ask for this.
Yeah,
I will
okay.
remember.
Okay, so
Okay,
just please
Lisa.
update me. Update me, and just let me know if there is anything else that I can help you with. Okay?
Okay.
Don't
Thank you.
hesitate.
Bye bye.
Bye bye. Bye bye. Okay.